Hello again, YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about the upcoming full moon lunar eclipse, which is happening on September 7th or 8th, depending on where you live. And in Vedic astrology, this lunar eclipse is happening in Aquarius and in the star nakshatra called Purva Bhadrapada. So stay tuned for some of my insights. This full moon is also a lunar eclipse. It is a full moon which is being eclipsed by Rahu, also very closely to the full moon in Aquarius. And so this is a really potent time. Full moons are already a very potent time. If you are sensitive to energies, you will feel it when it is the time of the full moon. When it is an eclipse, it is like a full moon on steroids, like so powerful and potent, and there is this portal of energy that opens. The veil is super thin as well, and we have this really strong connection to the divine and to source, to our angels, our ancestors, our spirit team. But also, because the veil is very thin, it makes us very vulnerable, and the need to protect our energy and stay low-key if possible is really recommended at the time of an eclipse. And this is also a time where we are being called to retreat and to take it, just to stay as low-key as we can, because the energies are very sensitive and very we're very vulnerable in this time. So it's nothing to be afraid of. Sometimes some of us, I feel, need to be experiencing certain situations with certain people, or to be at certain events. Maybe it's a social event or a gathering, maybe some sort of external situation is what needs to transpire at the time of the eclipse for certain people to be able to gain the clarity that that potent energy is going to stir up at that time. With this star Purva Bhadrapada, it is a very otherworldly energy. So especially with this lunar eclipse, we do have a strong connection to the divine and to source. And because of that, I do recommend, if you can, take as much time as you can to be in your own energy and your own space, to hear that divine wisdom that wants to come up, to really shut out the external distractions, to hear the truth and to hear the wisdom and to gain that clarity that wants to come through. The previous new moon we had was a bit of a teaser for this eclipse portal, because the previous new moon was also very close to one of the nodes, K2, and so it was almost an eclipse, and it just wasn't quite an eclipse. But that new moon happened on August 23rd in Leo, in the star called Marga. And Leo is on the same spectrum as Aquarius, just on opposite ends. So there is so much to integrate for us all with that spectrum of Leo versus Aquarius. So it's really important that you have a look at your birth chart and which houses that you have Leo and Aquarius, because those are the houses that are coming up to process, to both release, to let go of, and to clear out karma and limited beliefs, thoughts, ways of living and going about things, and just perceptions that we have that are not aligned with our truth, to release that, and then to also go through this big reset and then realign with more authentic energy. So that is coming up between Leo and Aquarius. And so that new moon was setting new intentions and also with K2, these new intentions were also to do with releasing and letting go of what is no longer aligned with us. So it is this accelerated transformation, and it was all to do with this Leo energy of really shining our light and being strong and confident and really being able to express ourselves authentically, courageously, and be creative and do the things that we love. Follow our passions, follow our heart, listen to our heart, listen to our inner child and connect with our inner child and all of the things that bring us love and joy and laughter and fun, and to be selfish, to really put ourselves first and to be self-centered in the most loving, healthy, and authentic way, because it is actually really important to be selfish and self-centered in a healthy, loving, authentic way. Because if we're not being that way, then we're actually, if we think that it's selfish to put ourselves first, the more and more that we give, it will become less and less authentic if we aren't first giving to ourselves. And that is a theme that I feel like is gonna be coming up more and more, and we will understand this more and more at so many different layers and levels, with different truths that arise to do with the whole theme of being selfish versus being selfless, and of really being confident and comfortable in your own skin. And that requires making space for yourself to hear yourself, to listen to yourself, to understand yourself and your wants and your needs and your, like, what is actually really important to you and to your soul, and not your ego. And so in that theme of selfishness versus selflessness, which in order to be selfless you need to be selfish, so they are the same in a sense. But in that theme as well comes the theme of ego versus detaching from your ego, and like healthy ego as well, versus like your soul. And moving into this lunar eclipse in the start of Aquarius in Purva Bhadrapada is where we're getting close to completely detaching from our ego. And it is like letting go and detaching from ourselves so that we can better serve the world and the community and make a difference in the world and do big things that are going to help other people. But in order to do that, we need to really know ourselves authentically. We need to know who we are and to really value ourselves and to really like put ourselves first. We have to be selfish first in order to be able to do anything great in life. When our ego dies, which can definitely be happening right now, and it isn't just something that happens once, this happens constantly and at so many different layers and levels of our existence. We're constantly going through ego deaths and dark nights of the soul to really release the limitations and the barriers and the blocks that have created these illusions of the perceptions that we have of ourselves that aren't aligned with our soul self. When we release those things, when our ego dies, our true self will emerge from that. Our true soul self and our real authentic identity shines through us when we let go of our ego. And then what is truly important to us is so clear, and our passions, our purpose shines through, our unique gifts and skills come through so easily, and we just know, and we just get called to do certain things and act in certain ways and dress in certain ways and express ourselves in our unique ways. And what is truly important to us, what matters to us and what we feel like we're supposed to do in this world, in this lifetime, these sorts of things will start to come through. And this Aquarian energy is really big with that and wants us to listen to our soul and to tap into what wants to come through and to really clear away any of the egoic illusions that have been really programmed into us, and we're ready to shed so much of it now. And it's an ongoing journey. It's never something that is fully complete, but especially with these eclipses, this lunar eclipse is a really powerful one because we have such a strong connection to source energy with this time, and this star is super intense and fierce and powerful. There is this energy of like lightning, like electrical energy that just sparks insight and intuition and divine wisdom that can come to us, and that is so powerful as well. And there is this fierce form of Shiva that wants to literally transmute and transform us in this time and clear like really deep-rooted trauma and patterns and really break those patterns. And yeah, that's what eclipses do. And this eclipse is also in a very fierce star which wants to naturally transmute and transform, so it is like double as strong. Plus it's happening in this month of September, which is a 9 month, and it's a 9 numerology for 2025, and 2025 is also a 9. It's like triple the energies of 9, which is wanting us to go through a completion so that we can step into new energy. So yeah, it's very powerful. The number 9 is also like this energy of a light worker energy, of this really connecting with the light and with healing wisdom. With this lunar eclipse being connected to Rahu, there is this amplification of energy as well. With Rahu, it's just even more potent and intense. Rahu just amplifies, magnifies, and just grows in energy. So whatever we focus on in this time is going to grow, and Rahu in that way can be anxiety inducing, because if we have any negative thoughts or fears coming up, it can also just focus on that and grow that. So just keep that in mind, to do practices for yourself to clear those fears and worries and anxieties that come up, or any sort of uncomfortable emotions that come up. Just make space for yourself to feel it all. And breath work is going to be a really powerful tool this time, because Aquarius, Rahu as well, is just like super airy, and we need to ground back into our bodies and just like ground the energy and center ourselves. So breath work is really powerful, and also obviously connecting with the earth and just taking time and space for yourself. Some themes that can come up at the time of this lunar eclipse can be to do with the larger groups and communities that you are a part of, your social networks, your friendship circles, and yeah, your people really, and any of those areas which may be needing readjusting, reevaluating, realigning with, and reflecting on. And are you able to be your authentic self in those settings? And if not, what are those barriers and limitations that you can readjust and realign to be more authentic? And if you are you actually being your most authentic self? And if not, why is that in general? Just like reflecting on your life in all areas and aspects of your life. This Aquarius energy is also, especially in this star, Purva Bhadrapada, is so authentic, and this is the reason for the rebelliousness. It is out of the need to be fully authentic, which can also then lead to being non-conformist, to certain traditions and rules and regulations that aren't aligned with your authentic truth. So that is something to reflect on as well, is are you conforming or constricting yourself based upon society's perceived expectations that may not even be true or aligned with yourself? Just something to reflect on. And if there is, in a healthy way that isn't going to hurt anyone, is there a way that you can shift that narrative or reality for yourself? New innovative, inventive things can come up, ideas. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Aquarius is also a super independent, free thinking sign. It's an air sign that is just, really independent. So that is something to think about as well, because of it, this independence that can be really powerful, because when you're independent, you know that you have your back and you can do what you need to, and you trust yourself wholly. But Aquarius is also all about the people, and it's interesting in this energy of being able to understand and connect with so many people, but also feel misunderstood by most of these people when it comes to yourself. And if that is the case for you, that's something to really reflect on, I suppose, is there are also people that will understand you if you feel that way. And it's just about readjusting your expectations and being your most authentic self and sharing that with the world, and trusting that you will align with people that really get you, and that those connections will just deepen the more and more that you deepen your connection and relationship to yourself. That is something huge with the Aquarius energy. And Aquarius is this air element that is extremely detached emotionally, and it's not in a negative way. Aquarians feel emotions so deeply, and they care so much, and about not just themselves but the whole world. So I do believe that's why there is, in this part of the zodiac, so much detachment as well, because it is a coping mechanism which can actually be really healthy. That is just something to really reflect on, is are you able to detach from emotions in a healthy way? Which, to me, detaching from emotions is healthy when you are able to witness the duality of our existence, the light and the dark of our existence, and what is happening, and things that maybe are painful, uncomfortable, or not so nice to see, and to really see that and not judge that, and to be in full acceptance of what you see. Then you're able to really detach so easily, and to know that this duality of our existence does exist, which is very in line with the themes of this star. This star is really caught in between a void state of the duality of our existence, of being both, and being so aware that we are both, because we all have light and shadow within us. So it's just being so aware and so in acceptance of it all. And when you're able to be in acceptance and see from a higher perspective that we are all a part of this duality of existence, and that it has to be here, this is what the earthly realm is about. It's not just one state of being. There is so many different levels and layers, and every single emotion exists, and we are all experiencing that. There is actually so much I could say about this specific nakshatra that's impacting this lunar eclipse. It is probably one of the most spoken about in Vedic astrology because it does have such a intense impact on society, and it's a very controversial and interesting star, and I feel like I really understand a lot of these energies because my sun is in Aquarius, in this star, in the 12th house, which gives me a really unique life experience that I feel like I need to share about at some point. I also have Venus in this star, but in the Pisces portion, so I really do feel a lot of these energies, which are so unique, and it's not like the regular experience that most humans experience, I feel like, on Earth, but we will all be able to channel into and feel into this leading into the lunar eclipse. So I'm really excited, and I really want to hear your experiences. Please share, like, let me know in the comments like what is coming up for you in this time, even leading into the lunar eclipse. If you are a sensitive soul, you would be already tapping into these energies and preparing yourself energetically and feeling what is to come. So I'm really keen to hear how you experience these energies, especially if it's not a star that is in your chart and that you're used to, because it is a very unique energy. And I'm not going to go into it too much in this video because I want to see what comes up for you, because you'll all be channeling it. I am just rambling on now, so I'm going to end the video now, but I send you all so much love. May this lunar eclipse illuminate all that you are ready to see in the most loving way possible. I hope that it is so healing and transformative for you all. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video.